Do you want to dribble realistically on NBA2K25 and utilize your dribble sigs in order to recreate your favorite players' moves whilst playing realistically on this game? Left, right, cheese and ain't the answer. I got you with a full breakdown of all my dribble moves, all my dribble sigs, all the moves that I pull as you're currently watching in the rec and in my career. Watch the video all the way till the end so you don't miss anything. Now let's get straight to it, man. Alright, boom. So we've taken the player to the my court. This is the best place to dribble. And the first move we're going to start with is very simple. Flicking your right stick up. This will allow you to do your regular breakdown. Depending on what animation you have, I have Jason Tatum. You'll be able to do a move just by flicking your right stick up. Now, all the moves that I'm going to show you can easily be connected. Don't get overwhelmed and don't feel like one move won't do much. Trust me, learning one move will allow you to get open. Moving on, the second move is as you're flicking your right stick up, hold R2. This will allow you to perform your aggressive breakdown. As you can see, I have KD's breakdown. For any taller builds or non-point guard builds, KD's breakdown is literally one of the best because it allows you to speed boost. You can easily speed boost off the cross. You can easily step back off the cross. One of the best. Obviously, as of right now, having the ball in either hand will make a difference. You're still going to do the same move. The reason I say this is because now we're moving on to your go-to shot. And to perform your go-to shot, for me, how I do it is I hold R2 and I hold my right stick up. I have DeMar DeRozan. I don't think it's one of the best. I genuinely just like it. As you can see, beginning with the ball in your left hand will allow you to do the longer animation of that go-to shot. Obviously, you got to hit your shots, but that's not the point. The point is, go-to shot will always lead to you pulling up. It's always going to lead to you shooting the ball. So be prepared to shoot the ball at the end of the animation. You can always pull out of the animation by just letting go and going into another dribble. But, I mean, if you start it, you might as well finish it. Pause. Now, for DeMar DeRozan's go-to shot, if I perform the animation with the ball in my right hand, this is what he will do. He will just basically do a basic turnaround fadeaway. Why is this good? Because I do it after I get into my dribbles and start comboing up. But for the most part, this isn't the greatest animation. Other players have better go-to shot in my opinion. Now, moving on, I'm going to show you how I combo up some of those moves. Let's begin with this one. I have the ball in either hand. It doesn't matter. I'm performing aggressive breakdown with KD. Performing the aggressive breakdown, we said, was holding R2 and flicking your right stick up. But as I get the ball into my left hand, I time it really well. And I again hold R2 and hold my right stick up to perform the go-to shot, longer version, by the way. And then that leads into me getting a shot. So as you can see, we'll basically pull two moves in one. Again, aggressive breakdown leading into a go-to shot, but I have to time it really well so that the ball is in my left hand when I perform the go-to shot. Otherwise, I'll just get the turnaround fadeaway, which isn't a bad option. But in that scenario, for example, I wanted the longer one. Now, moving on, I'm going to show you how to combo up your regular breakdown with the other version of your go-to shot. This is just the stuff I pull in my career and the rec. Ball in either hand, a simple flick with your right stick up without holding R2 to perform your regular breakdown. As the ball gets into my right hand, I'm just going to try perform the go-to shot again. Hold R2, flick, hold your right stick up, not flick. And then you'll just perform the other version, the shorter version of your go-to shot, which is the turnaround fadeaway. That's just a combo I really like doing. Now we're going to move on to the basics that you can pull mid-game. To begin with, ball in left hand, a simple right-left flick with your right stick. That's all you have to do. Ball is in your left hand, a right-left flick with your right stick. This is under the combo moves and I have Zach LaVine equipped, but something to note, if the ball was in your right hand, you would have to flick your right stick left, right. So basically the initial flick has to be away from the ball hand. If the ball was on the right, you would flick left, right. If the ball was on your left, you would flick right, left. So away, in. Just a combo move, just a double cross. Still with Zach LaVine combo moves. This is basically the opposite of what we've just done. If the ball's in your left hand, you want to flick your right stick to your left and then to your right. So towards the ball and then away from the ball. Then that way you will perform this slow tween hezzy. Once again, if the ball's on your right hand side, in this case, you would flick your right stick to the right first and then to the left. So basically the opposite of the first combo. Trust me, you'll get it down with practice. All it takes is a couple reps in the my court and you'll literally get everything noted down. Now, moving on to escape moves, I have Jimmy Butler equipped. How you perform it is there's two ways. You have to hold R2 for both. You would have to flick your right stick to the right or to the left away from the ball hand. So if the ball's in your left hand, you would hold R2 and flick your right stick to the right. You'll perform a tween escape. And that applies for the other hand. If it was in your right hand, you would hold R2 and flick your right stick to the left. Just straight to the left. Now, the other way you can do this is exactly the same, holding R2, but instead of flicking it straight to the left or straight to the right, you would do it diagonally up. That way you'll do a cross escape instead of a tween escape. And that applies for both hands. It's just away. Now, the other thing I want to briefly show you guys is the hesitation. I have Paul George equipped. It's very simple. Hold R2 and flick your right stick towards the ball hand. So if the ball's in your right hand, hold R2, flick your right stick towards that side, and you'll just perform a hezzy to the side, to that same side. Obviously, you guys probably all know how to perform a step back. It's the most spammed move in this game. You just hold R2, flick your right stick down as you're driving. I'm just showing you a little combo of the regular breakdown, and as he goes in, I just flick my right stick down as I'm holding R2. If you flick your right stick down without R2, he'll just do like a walk back step back, not a cross back step back. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm not gonna get into it because it's that simple. It's the most spammed. I don't like it. I'll just show you guys a couple combos that you can pull with all the dribble moves we've just seen. A simple scape to the left and then a cross to the right, as you can see, for a dunk. It's very glitchy. It's very nice. Even in my career, it gets you a lot of separation. Most times it makes defenders do nays. It's just a simple escape to the left, drive to the right for a dunk, or you can even go for a fadeaway. Now, moving on to one of my favorite combos I've been doing recently. I've showed you guys how to pull this. If you have the ball in your right hand, a simple right-left flick. If it's in your left hand, a simple left-right flick. So this one is towards the ball hand. Very simple. It does I showed you guys, the little tween hezzy, and then you pull out of it with a cross, and I just get into my fadeaway. If I do it on the right side, I'm most likely going to fade on the right because I'm hezzying to the left and then crossing to the right, and then vice versa. Very, very effective. Another really effective combo is your aggressive breakdown into a combo move. It can be both hands, it doesn't really matter. Aggressive breakdown, time it so that when the ball's in your left hand or right hand, just make sure that you're doing away from the ball, into the ball, so a double cross. I've showed you guys how to do this. It's very simple. You just have to time. It's literally timing. You just have to time when the ball is in either hand and know which move you're gonna pull. You man definitely know how to do a flip and jab. Literally in a triple threat position, and you're just flicking your right stick to wherever direction. You just perform a jab. If you hold L2, you'll perform a nice little jab. You'll go under depending on animation. The reason I'm bringing up jabs is because that's my bread and butter. In my career, in a rec, in the park, I love doing it. Literally a jab. I get him to get a little comfortable, and then I'll move to whatever direction. I can shoot off of everything. Literally, as you can see, or most likely I'll just spin off of it and fade or step back depending on the situation and how tight the defender is playing. But in that scenario, I just literally jab to the left, spun to the right with my right stick, and it just faded. I'm not going to teach you how to spin. It's literally a 9-3 or a 3-9 depending on what direction you spin. It's really effective to work off jab steps. It's the easiest way to break people down. Most people on this game are so impatient to the point that one jab can literally throw off a defender. Right here we got Jason Tatum regular breakdown straight into my mid-range fadeaway. I cannot express how effective it is to just do the basics and get into the mid-range. Get going in the mid-range, bro. Don't spam threes, don't spam dunks, don't do all of that. Get into the mid-range, get your easy mid-ranges, and then you'll see your little takeover icon filling up, and that's when you're hitting all your shots. I don't have limitless on this build. That's how much I don't rely on my three. But this is all I've got for you guys today. This is all the combo moves that I kind of utilize when I play the game. I don't really do all the fancy pick and roll, left, right, cheese, stuff like that. I don't get into that. I just get into my SIGs. I try to play realistic. Some people find it corny. Listen, that's just my way of playing. I hope you guys found this video really helpful. I know I didn't have a controller showing you the moves that I was pulling, but I'll try my best to include some arrows and just follow what I was saying throughout the video. Here's a final look at all my SIGs, all the player animations. You can take a look. You can copy them one by one if you wish. You can change it. But I've just taught you the concept and how to dribble. And finally, if you lot did enjoy the content and this little tutorial, I would really appreciate if you liked the video and subscribe. We recently just hit 500 subscribers on YouTube, which is crazy. This is insane. Let's aim for 1,000. And that's really all I got for you. H to the H is out. Peace.